Hello everybody, it is Sunday morning here, the 12th of February, and I'm going to do a coffee and a chat, and then I have to go to get some food shopping. But luckily it's in Sainsbury's where there's baby clothes, so always a silver lining. Always look for joy, Caroline, because I hate grocery shopping. But I'm going to do a coffee and a chat, and I'm going to see who wants to come down into Hillside with me today. I think I need to do a tidy up Tuesday. You're not looking at here. Emma's been having a tantrum. Yeah, there is a reason for that. Mummy's naughty. Oops. I think Timothy, do you want to come down? Because you've got your dinosaur jungle thing down there, haven't you? The Auntie Sheena, they've been having their naps. I've been getting fish stew ready for tea. Are you going to come? Do you want to come down? You've got that dinosaur jungle, haven't you? That's down in Hillside. I also have a blanket to take down for Gabriel. I found it. So I bought this a while ago, and I've not used it. But I just liked it because it had the cross on it. It's not the best made one because it seems to be like a loose like thread, and the threads come away a little bit. So I wouldn't use it for a real baby, but for a reborn it's fine. And so I'm going to take it down to Gabe. Are you going to come with me? Yeah, good boy. Well, there's our view. Bit of a hazy day today. Are you coming out, Millie? Just shut the door up a little bit and come out if you want. There we go. Look at that. Auntie, look at all of these. Can you remember when we planted them? Can you remember when we planted all those snowdrops? Got some daffs that are coming out. And I'm not sure what those little ones are. I think they might be crocuses. Could be wrong. Oh, I need to move the potlet because that's stopping some growth. But, yes, look at that. We planted these, didn't we? We'll have to remember when we put the pots down not to pot them over. So cute. This is like the like rundown wildlife area, really. Most of the garden's like that at the moment because we obviously need to cut the grass. Definitely don't cut the grass yet. There's the fairy door. You want to go and open the door, do you? There's one in there as well, look. Yeah, you want to go and open the doors? There we go. So we don't feed the birds from there anymore, aunties, because of the rats. So that's why we've got a new feeder. That's our compost is getting ready to be spread around. So we compost our food into 2 bins. You see how much eggs we use? I'm not sure you meant to put eggs in the compost heap. If anybody knows the answer to that question, can you give it to me, please? Because I don't know if we're going to do that. If they'll disintegrate, they'll stop the slugs, that's for sure. But I don't know about anything else. So we do have, this is like this area here. It just has a dip where nothing's growing. That's where the dinosaurs come through, apparently, according to Timothy. It broke down. And the dinosaurs come through there. They do they? They come through there. So we've tried to put a tree over this side. I've tried to grow like a bushy thing. It'll take a while. He hasn't died. And my little plant there has died. And then we come over to this part. See, it's a wilderness, our garden, isn't it? We've done nothing to the garden, have we, since we moved in, except plant those beautiful flowers that we had all the way along here. And they'll grow in that bit now, over there. But they won't grow on top of the grass that's grown here, where the seeds, this had no grass on it, but the seeds have blew along here, I guess. Anyway, we've got that bush. That'll grow up. It's not that we want to hide anything. And this is where Millie digs. She's a little madam. Look at her digging. I can feel the ground slipping here. Anyway, that's our tree. So that's our red arrows apple tree there. And then this is my magnolia tree here. So hopefully they'll grow. They definitely have buds on, so they will grow up. But anyway, it is what it is. And we were going to do like what we want to do is extend. So we've got blackbird. So we've got patio up there, and the steps come down to here to go into Hillside. And so we wanted to make this into another big patio area here. But then we decided we needed to save funds so we could help my daughter out. And then the next one to help out is Will's son. And yesterday I was here and there were 2 squirrels in that tree there, picking out the buds and things. And up in the tree over there, I think you can see it, is a nest. Not quite sure what nest that is for, but it's all overgrown and everything down that bank, so everything's dying and it'll all come up. Look what the birds have been doing, getting the moss from around the feeder. So this is where the feeder is. I need to fill up the feeder. And yeah, and there we go. Let's go into Hillside now. I thought Millie was coming down, but she's not coming down. Okay, so I'm back in Hillside, and I'm going to film in Hillside. I quite often have done my coffee and chats in here, but particularly because I have lots of new people here, and some people wanted to see more detail of my little bits and pieces I've got around here. And then I can talk about them. But let's get out his dinosaur thing first. There it is. Here's your little dinosaurs in their little home. So Auntie Sheena bought you this set, didn't she? And it stays down here because it's precious. It's so precious. We made it together, didn't we? It was a set you make up. And then I don't know if these came with it. I just had some, so we added them in there. But yes, there you go. You're going to play with that, mate, are you? Right. I just put my slippers on. And I got these from Auntie Terry Lynn last year, I think, for Christmas. No, not last year. Not 22, 21 for Christmas. Put them on while I'm down here. Hey, little birdies. What are you doing? So, I don't really know what... But some people did message me and ask me if I'd show more stuff. Yes, I did paint these shells. These shells come from Ireland, where my daughter is building her house. So I just painted them and hung them there. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. It's just me and the way I do things. Oh, I put that face in there. What do you think? I think it looks pretty neat in there. And one of you ladies said that you were after the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Oh, it is so amazing. It really is. I absolutely love it. So I want to read a bit of that. Now we're in February. So here's just random stuff I like to collect. I like it and I collect it. And I just put it in here. This is Rosie. Rosie had a lovely bakery that broke in the move, unfortunately. So I'm trying to decide now what I want to do with Rosie's bakery. There's Snow White and the little animals all around her collection. These are just like, just bought these like animals like this in Hobbycraft, and I've just added a bit of a lollipop stick on the back to make them stand up. Because Snow White was surrounded by them, wasn't she? They were her helpers. And have these up here. Ross's dad made that car from a kit. And then just some more. Just some more. I know it's a lot, isn't it? A lot more. Bits and bobs. Ooh. So this is what I was asked about showing. I need to get some hangers so I can hang up some more of the vintage clothing there. And I also want to do something with Cindy. I want to put it in a box, like not pack it away, make it into a box room that I can put on the wall. Because I do have lots of space on the wall. Well, I don't, do I? Oh my God. If I got rid of that, which I won't do, not now. If I got rid of that, then I'd have room back there. But I might be able to move that somewhere else, or, you know, somebody else might be able to have that one day. But yeah, so I do want to do something with Cindy, which would free me up more room there to fill. Clearly. That there area, let me just get in a bit more. Little table. I think about things a lot before I do them. So they go around in my mind a little bit. Here is a book, Lizzie Bennett's diary, very much like the war book that I showed you last time I was here. So, but this area here, this is for my boys that I miscarried. Just a little thing. It's not a shrine. It's just something for me. And then there's some books in the back there that I think they need changing up. I got this a while ago. I don't know if I showed you this. It's so stinking cute. It's a money box, I think. Or is it just a... No, it's not. It's just a display piece. It's so cute. They're going off to school up. Mummy's saying bye. So, yeah. These are those mini toys collections that you can get. This is what one of my lovely viewers sent me. So I need to decide. See, I've got all these bits and I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do. I had this lovely card for Christmas, so I just put it on the back there with this stuff I painted here, this kitchen stuff. And then this is a lady that I showed you last time we were down there, sat on a chair. And that's just a lovely sign. It says, sharing and caring makes happiness grow. That's the truth. So this Cindy stuff, the majority of it, was my sister-in-law's. She doesn't want any of it, so she gave these bits to me. I also got this lovely vintage Tiny Tears in a Silver Cross outfit. Oh my God, she is delightful. This is Mrs. Topsy Tumble. I think that's her name. That's the iron I got the other day. So I kind of want to make an ironing board or something like that. That's Patty. So yeah, there we go. These are some lovely things that I was given, and I bought this one, this little vase one at a charity shop. Oh, sheep falling. Sheep are silly. Sheep are very, very silly. And then I made these little things to go in them, just little random things just to go inside. These are two of the things I picked up in a charity shop. Just, they look so cute and dainty. And there we go. I don't want to get rid of any of this. This is my stuff. This is my lovely, lovely area, and now you're going to get to the workish area. It's always a messy work in progress. So there's my drink. So I had tea this morning. Here's that blanket. So I need to just cut the fray bits. It is brand new, but I wouldn't want to give this to a real baby, because look how easily the bits fray out. So that is for Kane. And I will cut those off in a minute when I've made a space. I'm busy here thinking about what I'm going to make. I got these yesterday from the beach. Please don't take stones from the beach. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. So that would probably make a good ladybird. This would make a good heart. And then just a little bit of glass. Sea glass. I'll just put that in my pot of bits. These two I will put down here in with my paints. So that then I can start my painting. So yeah, I've been here like messing about with this box here that I've got of bits. I also got this for my birthday. That's got to go in there. It's for putting your stamps in. I've had these for a long time, but I was using them to see if they were going to fit on here. And I got myself some new pliers, some Sculpey tools. So it says home baking, but they're good for if you're going to use air dry, which I use. I don't, none of this is going to last forever. Air dry does crack after a while. That's just a sanding block. I preferred them. So yes, these are thought plans that are going around my head at the moment. So now I better get onto the coffee and the chat, because that's what you're waiting for. So this, I was trying to make like a fire, like a fire pit kind of thing. I don't know if I've done a good job or not. And I've glued these on the top. So it kind of looks like got some ornaments or something on the top. I don't really know where that's going to go. Might go with the green stuff that I've done. And then I got these that I'm going to make. These are going to be little people hats. Don't you think that was good? Oh my god, there's just little stuff everywhere. I just love little stuff. Ross bought me these for Christmas. And they've got holes in, so you can make them into hanging. They came with string, I think. Oh, maybe they didn't. Yeah, they did. Look, can you see? Oh, hang on. So they're made with string, so you can make hanging plaques. So I will probably get around to making some of that. At the moment, I'm making stands with them. I want to make some stands. I mean, that tree is not going to stay that big. I was just seeing if it would fit in the hole. And yeah, and that's all my other bits. And my view. Oh my god, there's a bird out there. Oh no, he's gone. Gone because I moved. Love it. There you are. I don't know how interested you were in any of that I did there. And because I've come down here now, and now I'm in like child makey mode, play mode. You alright, Timothy? That's mum mode. This is play mode. I forgot what I wanted to talk about. I should have written it down, but I don't like to write it down because I just like my thoughts to just come naturally, if you know what I mean. What did you want to talk about then, Caroline, today? Think about it, think about it, think about it. Crikey. I'll tell you what, let's just ask you, how are you doing? How you doing? What have you been up to this week? Let us know in the comments below, because we are a community here. And I just say hello to anybody new here. Well, there are a lot of you new people here. And please like the video, because then it tells YouTube that you like these videos, and you will more likely to see them when I upload. Or even if you hit the bell, that likes a notification. Sometimes that doesn't work, so it's always good to like the videos, and then you'll get a lot of them then in your feed, and then you'll see. That's if you don't subscribe. I mean, subscribing is better, isn't it? Of course, but you don't have to subscribe. But it would be nice, because we do all sorts here. Anyway, yeah, how are you? I've had a busy week this week. Not a lot of light on the subject, is there? Oh, I don't know if that's any good. It's quite dull outside today. Yeah, I've had a busy week because I can't remember what I did on Monday, because that was, you know, it's Sunday now. That was a long time ago. I'm just going to plug you in. So I'm actually going to turn you around. Woo. But you didn't know you were coming for a ride today. Yeah, I've had a busy week. I can't remember what I did Monday. I did something and I can't remember. Tuesday is my counselling and slimming club day. Then I did something, didn't I? Because I took you with me. Oh, I went to Taunton with Emma Jane. Yes, that's right. Because on Thursday I was going to see Sam and in Birmingham. And that's a long way away. That's like, she's the other side. So that's 3 hours, nearly 3 hour drive. Well, by the time you factored in traffic and needing to stop to use facilities, that's a bit of a hike. And I knew I was going to do that. So I rested on Wednesday. Do any of you do that? You know, if you've got fibro or ME like I have, you really need to store up your energy and ignore the people who think you shouldn't. I was in that position once. People didn't really understand. But now there's much more talk about it, because I was diagnosed in 2000. I've had it since probably forever, but really started to come out in 96. God, seeing I lost my train of thought all the time. Thank you, fibro. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, as I was going up to see Sam, I mean, he's my god baby. I can see a bird. It's a tit down there. Oh, hello. He's having a look around, making sure there's no one coming. Because it's a long journey, longer than normal when I go and see Sam. I said to Russ, what do you think about me booking a hotel Thursday night and then going to the Black Country Living Museum, which is in Birmingham, and I've always wanted to go there. It's an outdoor museum, like they've got 26 acres, and they've made like rows of streets, and you can go inside the shops. You can go inside the houses and see how they live there. They've got a canal. That video will come up because I took Toby with me. They've got a canal, they've got ironworks, they've got a mine that you can go in and go underneath. And for an adult, it was £22.50 to get in, which some people are like, wow. But you can go back, it's a whole year ticket. And because I had Toby in the pushchair, I couldn't go inside any of the buildings. So I didn't want to leave my pushchair outside. Or Toby outside, and Toby weighs a ton, so I can't carry him very far. So there's no chance of baby wearing or anything like that with Mr. Toby. It was a brilliant day. It was brilliant. It was very busy there because they had school trips. There were 4 schools there, but it was really good. So what happened anyway was I seen Sam. And then I just had a massive headache. I was really tired. And normally, I don't like staying in hotels. I really don't. I don't like the thought of how many people have been sleeping in that bed, on that pillow. Oh. Walking on that floor really freaks me out. But this particular one said it had like clean. It was clean. And I was like, that's the main thing for me. And, you know, I knew I was going, so I was prepared with my blanket. I completely head to toe in pajamas. Oh, my God. There's another one. Something different. Another different tit. I need to fill up the suet feeder. They're so cute. I love it. Yeah, so I was really prepared, and I don't sleep in the bed. I lie on the top of the bed, and then I will pull the duvet over me if I'm cold. Usually I'm not cold. And I wear socks. I don't walk around in bare feet. I will wear socks. But this time the carpets were so yucky that I just kept my shoes on. And there was nothing in the room except for the bed, a table and a TV. And I said, what is going on? And they were having new flooring. They're having new flooring throughout on Monday. And I was just like, yeah, typical. But I had such a bad headache. I was so tired that I slept. I just got in the shower. I had a shower, got into bed, got on the bed and put the telly on and just slept. And then in the morning I was better. I was refreshed. And the Black Country Living Museum was right next door. It's called the Black Country Living Museum because it's about what was going on around at the time. It was very coal environment, iron. It was a very industrial area, lots of coal. And can you imagine being a worker in the coal mines and, on top shifting and sieving and things like loading the coal, working on the iron ore. It's a very dirty environment. That's why. It was actually an American that coined the term the Black Country. And I think in 1997 or something like that, Birmingham Council came up with the idea of the museum and the Black Country Living Museum. And then they built it and they got lots of funding. So they have got more funding now and they're going to build another area. So I think they've got from the 20s to the 30s, I think the 20s to the 40s, I think that is post-war. And I think now they're looking to do a 60s to 70s street. I think that's what I remember, which isn't always good, but you could look it up if you're interested. It was brilliant. I loved everything about it. Toby had a great time. So we will definitely be back. But this time I will either be baby wearing or with Grumpy, and he won't have the reborns out. So don't want to draw attention to himself at all. And so that was that. So I drove home after that, and it was half an hour from where Sam was. Here down to the other side of Birmingham where this museum is, and then it was something like a 2 hour 15-minute drive from there home, because I timed it well with traffic and that, so it wasn't so busy either. So that was good, and I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it. I just love stuff like that. There's one further up country, and I think it's called Bliss Hill. Ironbridge, that is really, really good as well. They had a school area. You can go in and have a lesson and stuff like that. I didn't do that. I just was scoping it out, I guess, seeing what it was like, because I'd never been there. So I looked at the whole thing, and now I know I will go back in there at different areas. And yeah, so I will do that. And it's always good to go this time of year if you can bear the cold, because it's not busy. Whereas in the summer, when you go to these things, they're ram-packed. And, I just go when I was warm enough anyway. It was chilly. It was cold. And we were both wrapped up, although I did forget my gloves. So there is that. But anyway, it was a nice day. And then yesterday, Grumpy and I went down to the coast for the afternoon with Millie. And he's out today, and I want to do this video with you. There we go. So that's my week. Tell me what your week has been. I do have some exciting things coming. I have something exciting that I'm going to next Saturday the 18th. This Saturday coming with my eldest daughter. Whether I take a reborn to that or not, I don't know. My eldest doesn't mind. It's not that. It's just I wonder if there'll be enough room to push a pushchair. It's at the same place. This event is at the same place where I just went to the Toy and Collector Fair. And so you see how much people were in that little space there. And usually when they have craft events, they're really rammed and crowded, and it's really hard if you're going to take a pushchair. I'm just watching the birds. There are so many birds outside my window, just fluttering around out there. Oh, I'm so lucky. Me and Russ still say it. We've been here 2 years now. 2 years, the end of February. And we both are like, we are so lucky. We will never, ever take this for granted, ever. It's just amazing. And we're very thankful for it. Okay. There was something I did want to talk about, and I'm not quite sure how to broach it, really. I had a comment about, and I get these comments quite a lot, but you do know that's a doll, right? Yes. Of course I know it's a doll. I might be, I'm not mentally challenged, but I might have issues, which are not through any fault of my own. It's actually through the fault of somebody else. And, you know, we should all take responsibility for our actions, which I do, but my actions are usually influenced by what happened to me between the moment I was born till the moment I left that house at 17. So I don't tend to beat myself up about that. I found Reborns through my therapist probably 8 or 9 years ago now. I can't believe it's been that long. Because I needed some sort of therapy to heal my inner children that went through hell as a child. And talking therapies don't work for everybody. Cognitive behavior therapy doesn't work for everybody. I think for me, cognitive behavior therapy is a short-term therapy. It teaches you tools, which is great. So it almost teaches you tools to manage the symptoms of what you are dealing with inside. Does that make sense? So I've had that as well. I've been medicated. I'm still medicated. So medication helps because it keeps the mood. I suppose it keeps the mood lifted. I don't know. I always say that I don't feel depressed and I don't need antidepressants because I don't feel depressed. But things depress me. Things I see, things I hear, things that are linked to anything that happened to me as a child. So that what sets off the PTSD in me. So things like bringing Timothy down here and having Timothy over there. I know that he is a doll. He is a distraction from what's going on up here. He is a relaxant. And surely everything that I do with my reborns, and any of us do with reborns, is less harmful than being totally numb by medication, which I have been. Electric shock treatment, which is what I was going to have. Absolutely no way would I have that. No way is somebody firing electrodes into my brain. Oh my days. People need to be more open about the effects of childhood trauma and SA on people, and the not dealing with it at that time and having to live with it, having to manage the situation as a young child who is going to school every day, not saying anything, knowing that something isn't right, but not knowing what. So having the reborns for me is a way of helping those little. So Annie I'm particularly drawn to her when my little in me needs lots and lots of reassurance and lot of comfort. I spent lots of time in and out of foster care at a young age. Luckily enough, maybe, didn't turn out that way, but I could have been in foster home and maybe adopted out. Well, I was going to be adopted out. But who knows? There's no point thinking about what would have happened. We know what did happen, and we have to manage what did happen to those personalities that are stuck at that stage. So I have personality that is stuck as a young baby, because I was under social services care. My mum was 16, my birth mother was 16, my dad was 17, already known to social services, both of them, for their home life situations. And I wasn't cared for. I wasn't looked after, that well. And my mum ended up just leaving in the middle of the night and leaving me with my grandparents, on the doorstep. And they didn't want me either. So for 3 years, I spent a lot of my time moving around. And when you think there is a really big push, and it really does need to be a big push, that the first 3 years, now they're saying 5, are the most important time in a child's life for figuring out who they are, figuring out security. Attachments, it really helps. It's a real difficult time. So we really don't want to be moving kids around so much during that time. But we do it. We still do it today. And so for me, I don't have any memories of being hugged by anybody. I was fostered by a lovely couple in one of the villages that I ended up growing up in and was drawn back to as an adult. And we think that, there is some strong link there with somebody. She was the lady that fostered me, that sent photos to my mother, who was in prison in Holloway in London as a little baby. And that was before I was age 1. I've seen those photos. That was before I was 1. So I don't want anybody to tell me that they're dolls, because I know. But they help me so much. Why did you take a doll to Ironbridge? Why did you take a doll to the Black Country Museum? One, I needed the pushchair. It was a different situation. I'm not defending myself. I get a bit antsy because I get these questions and I get cross with people because they can't see past their own experiences, their own group, their own peers, even professionals. Why are you taking a doll in a pram out to... So I took Toby, didn't I? Toby was a great distraction for me. I loved it, and I needed the pushchair. Oh my goodness. So if you go there and you're in a wheelchair, it is hard because there's lots of cobbled streets. The streets and the paths are very uneven. They do have ramps and things like that, but I was so glad that I had the eye candy, because it was, the suspension and the bounciness and everything was so much better. And the people that saw Toby, even though I had the hood down, people were like, oh. I was like, yeah, he's a therapy doll. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they don't like to ask anymore. But if they ask anymore, they don't like what they get told either. So I just do it. It's for me. I do not do it for anybody else. I do it so I will go out and experience things. The pushchair is needed. If I'd been in a good motorised scooter, that would be good around there. Pushing in a wheelchair, not very good. Although there were people in wheelchairs, but the people pushing them were having a difficult job. It does say it's inclusive, but I wouldn't leave the pushchair outside of any of the shops. So there's that. Anyway, let's have a drink, because I talk, don't I? Talk and talk and talk. So I know I get defensive about it, but I get cross with other people. I don't get embarrassed for myself anymore. Yes, I used to be. Russ hated them at the start. Absolutely didn't understand it. Wouldn't go near them. And one of his good friends came round one day. This is when we looked at our other property, when we lived at our other house, the Nook. Les came round one day, and in his car he had a teddy or some sort of plushie, and I can't really remember what it was. And he said, Caroline, come and have a look. Come and have a look. He said, you'll understand this. He said, I've got him strapped in and everything in the front seat, in the passenger seat. I was just like, oh my God, he's so cute. And he was like, you're the only person that I knew would understand. And then yesterday we were out driving, and there was a pickup. So a breakdown vehicle, no car on the back or anything. And there was a man sat driving, and a massive, those really big plush teddy bears. I don't even know if you can get them anymore, but they were all the rage when my eldest was a baby, because my dad come into hospital to see her, his first grandchild, with this massive teddy bear. And this bloke had one sat in the front of his car, and I just had a little giggle to myself. And even when I went to the toy, oh my gosh, now I can see squirrel. Whoa, he's a big squirrel. Even when I went to the toy and collector fair, it was not the men who were the men were the ones laughing and giggling and saying, oh my God, that's so realistic. It was the women who were the women accompanying their husbands, boyfriends, partners, friends, looking at train sets and funky pops or whatever they're called, and Lego and whatever you can collect, you name it. You've seen all the tractor stuff and all of that. And if you haven't seen that video, it is really good for, I thought I want recording then. It is really good to hear some reactions. I took Toby to that one as well. Yes, it is funny. It's a funny old world, isn't it? When professional people also think that you don't know that they're dolls. Some people just literally just collect dolls, that they just love dolls and they just collect them. Then there are other people that need the therapy side of it, like myself, and like so many of you. It's such a kick in the teeth, isn't it, when you need it and how much you need it, and other people can't see that. I had a comment yesterday that I read. Well, I read it yesterday. I'm not sure if you left it yesterday. And you said that you have to put your reborns in the cupboard because you have teenagers in the house. I think that's just so wrong. It's your house as well. I bet they've got stuff that you don't like. Oh my God, if I went in my daughter's room, you couldn't even see the floor. My youngest daughter, she is a right messy bugger. And she doesn't like the reborns. She doesn't understand. That's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't take them out with her if she felt uncomfortable, because I respect her feelings. Okay? Not because I can't do what I want to do, because I respect her feelings. Like Russ, I respect his feelings. He will buy them for me. He will mess about in the house. If you've heard him, you never know what's going to happen with Russ. I mean, he's out now. When I'm filming this, usually he's looking through the window. He walks along the front of my window here, making faces at me. You've heard it. You've seen it. And so he's much more relaxed around them. I bought a headband to go in the nursery, and it's a bear headband. And he came into bed wearing it last night. And I'm like, no, we're not starting that game, all right? Oh, I think I have helped bring out maybe a bit more of the funnier side of him, like that. I don't know. He just, Toby has sat at the table and he just yanked his hat down, things like that, like boys would do to boys. So that just makes me laugh, and we have a giggle about it. But there was a time, I really had to sit him down and tell him how much I needed to do this with these reborns. There is a time when we've had a mighty argument, because he said he would come out with my reborns at a 1940s event. And when we got there, he said no, that he wasn't going to do it. So we had an almighty argument about that. And I just was livid, and I just went absolutely nuts on him. And he went nuts on me back. Don't worry, Russ can give us, we love hard. We argue hard. We don't argue much now. We're too old for that game now. We're both too tired for that game now. We're like, no. I'm just like, oh, shut up. And he's like, oh, God, missus, I'm going in the garage. And I'm like, yeah, thank God. We're just too old. Russ is 54 on March the 1st, and I turned 54 on January the 10th. We are too old for the fighting. We did used to, I'm a Berkeley. We're known to be fighters and arguers and screechers. And Russ will always stand his ground. And so, yeah, we've had like lots of. So that was one mega argument in the car park. And I didn't talk to him then for about 3 days after, because I was just livid, absolutely livid with the way he was to me. And he was cross as well, he was embarrassed. He didn't want to do it. He wasn't comfortable. And I understood all of that, but just not at that time when I was excited to be going to this event. But lines of communication, that's what you need to keep talking. And figuring out, knowing how to do the talking, so it doesn't end up in a dispute or something like that. But there are many, many supportive partners out there. I do know that. There are many. And there are also many that aren't. And I've met them. Russ would never come into a doll show. I don't know what would happen for him to be able to accompany me to a doll show. Crikey, I don't know. But I do see men there, and I see them supporting their partners. And I think that's amazing. And I just think, I don't say that people who don't support their partners, I wouldn't say they don't love their partner. It's just maybe they're a little bit self-absorbed. Maybe they're a little bit self-conscious, a little bit anxiety-driven, which is Russ is. Russ hates crowds anyway. So to take a reborn somewhere and for people to recognise it's a doll, he would, and then them to say something, that would just flip him out. He doesn't even he loves grocery shopping. Okay. That's the only shopping he loves. He loves grocery shopping. So he goes around, but when he gets to the belt, everything is just dumped on the belt. And when it gets to the packing, he just dumps it all in. He doesn't care. The eggs can be at the bottom of the tins for all he cares. And he doesn't care. He just wants to get out there then, out of the whole place really fast, because he's interacting with somebody. He doesn't really know the protocol of, he's done shopping often enough, but he doesn't know. We learn, don't we? We learn the protocol in environments around us. Yeah. We learn how to behave appropriately in places around us, and shopping and that does not give me anxiety. I just hate it because it's just a waste of time. Grocery shopping, which is what I got to do in a minute, and it is now 1:00 and I must get my wriggle on. And so you must be thinking, God, Caroline, shut up. Anyway, I do want to do a giveaway here, but I don't have what I'm going to give away. So if you don't want to take part because you don't know, it's going to be a surprise. I usually tell you on the day that I sometimes tell you what, like now when I'm more organised, or on the day that we flick the flicker of the pinwheel. We haven't done one since before Christmas, so it's time to do a giveaway. The answer is, what was Emma Jane annoyed about with me this morning? Okay. What was Emma Jane annoyed about with me this morning? And from this year, I will only accept the answer in the comments. I won't accept it anywhere else because I forget. People have messaged me on Messenger. People have emailed me. I forget those things. So I will only accept the answer in the comments. And this runs until September. Oh, really, that long? This runs until February the 19th at midnight. No, February the 18th at midnight. Sorry. I will have it all written on the screen probably by the time you see this. If I don't, it'll be in the description. But yeah, so today is the 12th of February. What is Emma Jane annoyed about with Mummy this morning. Answers in the comments. The giveaway finishes Saturday, the 18th of February at midnight, Greenwich Mean Time. Okay? Can't wait to start saying British summertime. So if you don't know what time that is in your area, I usually finish it at 11:59 because that is the best time. 11:59 on the 18th of February. Have you all got that? Because I'm like kerfuffled, didn't I? Because I just talk too darn much. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go down to a 20-minute chat, catch up. There are some things I want to talk about, which I did talk about. So that's fine. But just be you. We need to be happy, we need to be our true, authentic self. And I don't mean breaking the law, doing something illegal. But we need to be our true, authentic selves to get through. You can't keep up a facade for very long because it drags you down. You have to be your own advocate for your mental health. You have to know that these are dolls. Ha 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 ha. Clearly. Imagine saying that to people that have no children, or can't have a child. I've never been able to have a child, and yet have so much invasive therapy to try to help them get pregnant, but they couldn't. And then you say, you do realise that's only a doll. I mean, what a kick in the teeth. And I've got to keep my fingers to myself. And for professional people to say that. They need to think long and hard about themselves. And research. Well, I say research, but there's not a lot of research around about the, therapy aspect of reborn dolls. Well, that's something for one of you professionals to do. Get your PhD in something like that. I'm too old now, otherwise I would. I would. But there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. We love you. And we will see you in the next video, which will probably be Toby and Mummy at the Black Country Living Museum. Bye. You going to say bye, Timothy? No, sorry about that. He's saying, "Roar!" with his dinosaurs. Bye, everyone.